Hello everyone, we're on chapter 9 and we're on paragraph 42. The perceptual object man has in it the possibility of transforming itself, just as the plant seed contains the possibility of becoming a complete plant. The plant transforms itself because of the objective law inherent in it. The human being remains in his incomplete state unless he takes hold of the material for transformation within him and transforms himself through his own power. Nature makes of man merely a natural being. Society makes him a law-abiding being. Only he himself can make of himself a free man. Nature releases man from her fetters at a definite stage in his development. Society carries this development a stage further. He alone can give the final polish. And 42 is summarized as follows. The perceptual object human has in it the possibility of transforming itself. A human will remain in an incomplete state unless he takes hold of the material for transformation within himself and transforms himself through his own power. Only him herself can make them a free person. So basically this paragraph, the main point is in the middle where he says, nature makes of man merely a natural being. Society makes of him a law-abiding being. Only he himself can make of himself a free man. So, we ourselves have to do the work if we want to be free spirits, to take our own life in our own hands. We can't expect society to do it for us, and society cannot make us completely free. It's really up to the individual to take his spiritual development to the next level, which is making himself or herself a free spirit. And basically, when he talks about transforming himself through his own power, that's really spiritual power. So that's where this making yourself a free person comes from, spiritual power and working towards that. So and again, as he points in the beginning of this paragraph, man has the possibility of transforming himself. Man, that doesn't mean we have to. It just means everyone has this potential to transform ourselves. We're given certain gifts and talents, but it's up to us what we do with it. So I'm going to move on to 43. The standpoint of free morality, then, does not declare the free spirit to be the only form in which a man can exist. It sees in the free spirit only the last stage of man's evolution. This is not to deny that conduct according to standards has its justification as one stage in evolution. Only we cannot acknowledge it as the absolute standpoint in morality, for the free spirit overcomes the standards in the sense that he does not just accept commandments as his motives, but orders his action according to his own impulses, that is, intuitions. 43 is summarized as follows. The standpoint of free morality sees the free spirit as the last stage in human evolution, not just the only form in which a person can exist. The main point in this paragraph, as he says in the beginning, is that the standpoint of free morality does not declare the free spirit to be the only form in which a man can exist. Because freedom is something that we're always working towards, you're going to be free in some parts of your life, and then others you're working towards being free. And as he says, it's not the absolute standpoint, and it's not the only form which a man can exist, because at some levels we'll be at the level where we're just following rules, and we don't take it to the next level. So that's basically what that paragraph is pointing out. He's talked about this again before, so he's just kind of repeating it from a different angle. He says at the end, the free spirit overcomes the standards in the sense that he does not just accept commandments as his motives, but orders his action according to his own impulses, that is, intuitions. So that basically, again, just means if you're following your intuition, you're living your life as a free spirit, but we're not always doing that. Again, the main point in this paragraph is just to point out that the free spirit is not the only form in which a man can exist, because we're always going through a lot, and we're not all free spirits, so there's various parts of us that we are working to transform. So it just acknowledges sort of the reality of being a free spirit is just that it doesn't happen instantly, and you're always transforming yourself to that last stage, and that is the last stage, is basically being a free spirit. So we're going to move on to paragraph 44. When Kant says of duty, duty, thou exalted and mighty name, thou that dost comprise nothing lovable, nothing ingratiating, but demandest submission, thou that settest up a law before which all inclinations are silent, even though they secretly work against it. Then out of the consciousness of the free spirit, man replies, freedom, thou kindly and human name, thou that dost comprise all that is morally most lovable, all that my manhood most prizes, and that makest me the servant of nobody, thou that settest up no mere law, but awaitest what my moral love itself will recognize as law, because in the face of every merely imposed law it feels itself unfree. I will now dost begin the summary of this paragraph. The Kant idea of morality is he sees duty and following laws the highest and mightiest, whereas the free spirit consciousness sees freedom as the highest moral level one can attain. So that basically sums up the paragraph there. Again, it's just a repetition of something Steiner already mentioned in this paragraph. For Kant, duty is the highest level of morality, but for the free spirit, it's basically just freedom is your highest level, and that is the highest moral law that you can attain. So we're going to move on to 45. It's really short. This is the contrast between a morality based on mere law and a morality based on inner freedom. So I summarize this as follows. This is the contrast between a morality based on law and one based on inner freedom. So 45 is just commenting on paragraph 44, basically saying that the example above is just showing that Kant's idea is based on mere law. His morality is based on a mere law, just following standards and rules. And the latter, which is what Steiner is promoting, his theory is a morality based on inner freedom. And so that's basically what it is all about, his idea, which is following. When you're following your intuitions, you're following your inner freedom. And that is the highest level of morality you can attain. And that's something we're all striving and working towards. We have our own base instincts, and we have to transform that so that we are being, we're following our intuitions, and we're not just reacting to life. We're choosing to react how we want to react to things. We're not just letting life control us. We're deciding, okay, this is what I'm going to do based on my ideas, my intuitions, what feels right for me. And that's basically summing up Steiner's concept of morality. So that's all we're going to cover for today. So we only have a few more paragraphs left in this chapter. So keep summarizing and have a good day. Bye.